The rain had started softly, almost politely, as if it were asking permission to fall. Ethan Carter tightened his grip on the steering wheel and squinted through the windshield, the wipers fighting a losing battle against the growing downpour. His 5-year-old daughter, Lily, slept quietly in the back seat, her small chest rising and falling beneath her pink jacket. Her school backpack sat beside her, one strap slipping off the seat. He exhaled slowly. Blind dates were not his thing. They hadn't been for 3 years, not since his wife, Marissa, passed away after a sudden illness that had turned their world upside down. Since then, Ethan's life had revolved around Lily, work, and the quiet routines that helped him survive the long nights when grief crept in uninvited. But tonight, his sister had insisted. "Just one coffee," she'd said. "You don't have to marry her." So here he was, driving through sheets of rain toward a small cafe downtown, trying to convince himself this wasn't a mistake. That was when he saw her. She stood on the side of the road, soaked to the bone, holding one arm over her head while the other frantically waved at passing cars. Her long dark hair clung to her face, and her beige coat was darkened with rain. A small sedan sat a few feet behind her, hazard lights blinking weakly like tired eyes. Ethan slowed instinctively. People didn't stop much anymore. Everyone was in a hurry. Everyone assumed someone else would help. He pulled over. Lily stirred as he put the car in park. "Daddy." "Go back to sleep, sweetheart," he said gently. "I just need to help someone." He grabbed his jacket and stepped into the rain. The woman looked up in surprise as he approached. "Oh, thank you," she said quickly, her voice trembling. "My car just died. I tried calling roadside assistance, but there's no signal here." Ethan crouched near the hood. "Mind if I take a look?" "Please." He popped the hood, rain splashing against his face. Years ago, his father had taught him basic car repairs. It wasn't much, but sometimes it was enough. After a few minutes, he spotted the problem: a loose battery cable. He tightened it with a small wrench from his trunk, then gestured for her to try starting the car. The engine sputtered, then roared back to life. Her eyes widened. "Oh my God," she breathed, "you're amazing." He smiled modestly. "Just lucky." She laughed softly, wiping rain from her cheeks. "I'm Sophia." "Ethan." They stood awkwardly in the rain for a moment. "Thank you," she said again. "Seriously, I don't know what I would have done." He nodded toward his car. "I've got a kid sleeping in there, so I'd better get going, but you should follow me until you reach Main Road. Safer that way." Sophia hesitated, then nodded gratefully. "Thank you, Ethan." He drove off, unaware that this small act of kindness would soon change his life. 20 minutes later, Ethan arrived at the cafe, gently waking Lily and carrying her inside. The warm air wrapped around them, fogging his glasses. He ordered Lily a hot chocolate and himself a coffee, then checked his phone. His blind date, apparently named Claire, had texted that she'd be running a few minutes late. Ethan sighed and sat near the window. 5 minutes later, the cafe door opened, and Sophia walked in. She had changed clothes, her hair now dry and curled softly over her shoulders. Her makeup was subtle, her eyes warm. They locked eyes. Recognition hit them both at once. "Oh," Sophia said softly. Ethan stood. "You." She blinked. "Wait, are you?" Before either could finish, another woman rushed in behind Sophia. "Soph, I'm so sorry I'm late. Traffic was insane." Sophia turned. "Claire." Claire froze when she saw Ethan. "Oh my God," Claire said slowly. "Ethan." The realization crashed over them like the storm outside. Sophia looked between them. "You're my sister's blind date." Ethan nodded, stunned. "And you're—" "My sister," Sophia finished. Silence hung heavy between the three of them. Claire finally laughed nervously. "Well, this is awkward." Sophia glanced at Ethan, then at Lily, who was sipping her hot chocolate and swinging her legs. "You have a daughter," Sophia said softly. "Yes," Ethan replied, "Lily." Something in Sophia's expression softened. They sat together, awkward at first, but conversation slowly began to flow. Claire watched them carefully. By the end of the evening, it was painfully obvious. Sophia and Ethan had chemistry. Claire noticed too. On the ride home, Sophia stared out the window while Claire drove. "You like him," Claire said quietly. Sophia didn't deny it. "But he's your date." Claire sighed. "He was supposed to be, but sometimes life rearranges things." Sophia looked at her sister. "I don't want to hurt you." Claire reached over and squeezed her hand. "You won't, I saw how he looks at you." Sophia swallowed hard. "He saved me tonight, literally." Claire smiled sadly. "Then maybe he's meant to be in your life." Days passed. Then weeks. Ethan and Sophia began texting, then meeting for coffee, then bringing Lily along for park visits. Sophia was gentle with Lily, patient, teaching her how to draw flowers and braid dolls' hair. Lily adored her instantly. Ethan tried to resist. He wasn't ready. He still carried grief like a shadow. But Sophia never pushed. She listened. She waited. One evening, after Lily had fallen asleep on the couch between them, Ethan finally spoke. "I'm scared," he admitted. "I don't want to lose someone again." Sophia took his hand. "I'm scared too," she said softly. "But sometimes love shows up when you're not looking, in the rain, on broken roads." He closed his eyes. She leaned her head on his shoulder. Months later, they stood in the same cafe where they'd first reunited, Lily dancing between tables with a balloon. Ethan reached into his pocket. Sophia gasped when she saw the ring. "Yes," she whispered before he even finished asking. The rain began again outside. But this time, it felt like a blessing,